So yeah, we sort of touched on this before, but you seem to put a lot of thought into like the visuals behind your album. How much went into the concept of the album?
Well, I like the visual concept specifically.
Just in general, yeah. The synthesis.
Okay.
Did you like have a big whiteboard and just like connect all the dots together? Like the string, exactly.
Kind of, sorta. Honestly,
yeah.
kind of, sorta. I knew I really wanted to emphasize the southern aspect of my music. Like, I'm born and raised in Georgia. I never lived anywhere else, so it's a big part of my identity. And so I was very inspired by Tragic Kingdom's use of the oranges for Orange County. So that's why I got the peaches for Georgia.
Oh, yes, okay.
Yeah. And then I also really wanted to do something to kind of highlight like the spookiness of Georgia, or like the South in general.
Sure.
So I researched for months these historic chapels, and they have like this whole like database of them that's just completely available to the public. You can look them up and you can just see like, oh, this one's over here, this one's over here, and this is when it was built and all this stuff. And I was just doing all this research until I found one that I was like just so mystified by. It was beautiful and all the pictures, and I went to see it and it was gorgeous. But the thing is, with historic buildings, you don't really know what you're getting into because you can't really call and be like, hey, can I shoot here? Because no one's like, it's a 100-year-old building, no one's working there.
Right.
So the day of the shoot was the first time I saw it. And they were actually on the forum. They're like, you have to ask the neighbors for a key. You have to just go up to the neighbors who you've never met before in your life. And you just have to ask, like, hey, can I get in there? And we did that. And the first neighbor was like, actually, I'm a little too young to have a key. Mind you, he's like 35. So I was like, okay.
Ghost.
Kinda. But eventually we found a key, and they were actually really nice people. So it was really chill. But it was just a lot of kind of troubleshooting to get there and figuring it out on the spot, which was a little bit nerve-wracking.
So was that the day that, or one of the days, you drove 7 hours and 3 days to do these photo shoots, right?
Yeah.
That was part of that?
That was part of that, because after that we drove straight to the peach shoot.
Okay. Was that like an orchard or something? Or?
Yeah, it was J. Moore Farms, and they were super cool with us shooting there. They were like, yeah, just pay for admission or whatever, because we weren't picking the peaches. I picked one.
Right. Yeah,
So they were really cool about that. But then the day after we did the Playhouse shoot, and then Silhouette was shot like a way long time before, because we went to get that music video out and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming X-Ray was also...
Oh, yeah, X-Ray. Well, it's so interesting. Like, the X-Ray is, like... I know that it's the first single that I released under Fever Fawn, but we have, like, a completely different version of it for the album. So I'm
right.
oh, yeah, that's old X-Ray. But I know, like, it's new. Like, it's not old to you guys.
Right.
Yeah.
It's what we're familiar with. But that's exciting to hear a new version coming out soon.
Yeah, I would say it's, like, surfy, ska, kind of.
Okay, sweet. Wow. So, like, really different.
Like, very, very different.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of like James Bond-y sounding. Yeah.
I'm like, because we just listened to it on the stream, so I'm like replaying it in my head, like, what would that be like, ska style?
Yeah, it's gonna be like interesting to see what people think of it. Yeah.
I'm getting hyped for it now.
Oh, I'm excited. Yeah.
So, just a quick question. Why were we not invited to the wedding? What happened? Where were our invites? Did they get lost in the mail or something?
A picture of you in a veil, a wedding dress for those audio listeners out there.
Well, so no one was invited to the wedding. Not even the groom. It was just me.
Exclusive.
Yeah, very exclusive. You know that episode of Glee when Sue Sylvester marries herself? That was the vibe. Yeah.
That
was at the chapel?
That was at the chapel, yeah.
So is that going in your physical release?
Yes, it is, yeah. And that actually goes with one of the songs I'm like really passionate about. I mean, I'm passionate about all the songs, but you have your favorites and they change over time. And that was a concept that was so clear to me from the beginning, because the song is called Nevermind. And I just had this like idea for like a purple wedding dress, or it's just a House of CB dress, it's not a wedding dress.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a regular dress. And I got like a purple veil on Etsy, and I was like, this is gonna go crazy, and it did.
Yeah.
So
it do be going crazy.
I don't know.